Why am I not getting better no matter how much I shoot? Why are my students not getting better? This is the tale of the two drills. We're going to talk really quick with you about how you can see massive improvement in your shooting, what you're doing wrong, what maybe you're doing right, but where you can improve a little bit to see big results. Side note, this conversation that I'm having with you comes about because a young gentleman that I spoke with today who was looking at our instructor development course had a question about his own development, and that is where this came from. So the tale of the two drills. We're going to use the Bill drill. If you don't know what the Bill drill is, it comes from Bill Wilson, owner and founder of Wilson Combat. Bill Wilson, besides owning Wilson Combat, was a renowned and is a renowned 1911 gunsmith that produced firearms for much of the practical shooting community back at its inception and to today. He's got famous shooters like Mike Seeklander, Les Keys Martoni, my friend, was on their team at one point, and others. Bill, in addition to having been a great gunsmith, was one of the founding members of IDPA. As such, this drill, the Bill drill, here's my target, came out of that. So it starts with a USPSA IPSC target, and we're using the A zone. If you're watching this and you're like, I know what a Bill drill is, bear with me, because this is the tale of two drills, not a drill. About 5 3/4 inch by 11 inches. That is the target zone of a Bill drill. It is not the C. It is not the D. If you're not familiar with a USPSA or IPSC target, you can Google it. There's multiple scoring zones. It is, in fact, just this area. If you're shooting it on steel, this is not the target zone. Yes, you can perform a similar drill, but it is not a Bill drill. The Bill drill is fired from 7 yards, 21 feet. The Bill drill requires 6 rounds from the holster, not the low ready, not the high ready, not the compress ready. You might be listening and saying, well, I can do it any way you want. Well, you can, but it's not the Bill drill, right? It's kind of like a cookbook. A cookbook is only as good as your ability to follow it. So you may have an awesome recipe for roasted chicken, right? You may change the recipe and it might still be great, but it is not the recipe. Your ability to get good recipes out of a cookbook are contingent upon your skills, your ability to procure quality ingredients, and to follow the directions and be aware of what you're doing while you are creating the recipe. This is a recipe. It is a recipe for a drill that Bill created, Mr. Wilson, because there was a quantifiable result. So recently in the CarryTrainer Instructor group, we had a question come up that quickly got steered to the debate, which there isn't one if you know what you're talking about, on whether or not competition shooting develops skill which translates into winning in violence. If this is still a debate for you, I challenge you to dig deeper and develop more awareness in this area. There is no one in the know that would argue that being skilled as a competitive shooter would ever be a detriment to winning in violence. In fact, the greatest military units that our nation has brings in the top competitive shooters to teach them those skills, not the topic of the day. So why would we look at this drill? Well, there's a lot of stuff that happens in this drill, and we could do this with 100 drills, but I'm going to do it with this one. Grabbing a marker, we've got a defined target zone, our A zone, right? Like I said, it's about 5 3/4 inch by 11 inches. We know our distance, right? So it's 7 yards. Shot total, 6 from the holster, right? So I'm just going to write FH from holster. So the construct of this drill requires a timer, right? So you're at your 7-yard mark, the gun is loaded, and there's a lot more to this drill than just this, because now I can work through a proper load and holster process. I can calm myself. I can work through finding a relaxed state even when I'm wanting to be heightened. Timer goes off. I work through a good master grip coming out of the holster, joining 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm looking through my sights, fingers straight. Anything administrative I need to do to the gun, I can do. And a safe holster. If I needed to tack mag or whatever process I needed to do, I could do right there. But that's not the whole drill. There's still a lot more going on. So what's a good time for this drill? If I told you 5 seconds, that sounds pretty good, right? You're 21 feet away, which is a lot farther than this, 7 yards. Timer goes off. We might as well just get a timer so that we can hear it together, right? Acquire, press out, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Finger straight, go through your process. 5 seconds, maybe that's okay. How about 4? What if I told you 2 was the standard par time on this drill? 2 seconds to draw and fire those shots. Why is that important? Well, this is a standard. It's a simple standard. Do you need to do it in 2 seconds? You do not. The tale of 2 drills is this. You can approach this drill and spend a truckload of ammunition, or you can approach this drill like a champion. Not just a champion in competition, but somebody that wins because they apply action where action is needed. The number one thing that will aid you in this is a 99-cent notebook. So, what is the difference between somebody who does not improve and he or she who does improve? The difference is action applied to a goal, action applied to specific areas. So if I shot this and my timer told me that my first shot took 3 seconds, I would quit shooting the bill drill for a while and I would work on getting an excellent draw stroke. I would work on forming a master grip faster and more efficiently and picking up my front sight faster and faster. I'd work on that in dry fire. I'd film myself. I'd talk to guys that are fast. I'd look where waste is in my body. Am I dropping? Am I moving? Is there some kind of clothing change I can make to my cover garment if that's part of the equation? Is my holster good? Does my holster allow me a master grip? Is there a hang up on the holster? Is my grip consistent? So now I'm getting super specific. Can I keep all my shots in the A zone? If I'm missing, I need to probably work on marksmanship. Am I firing under and over the target? Maybe I'm not seeing my sights. Maybe I'm pressing before I'm indexed onto the target. Are my shots all over? Maybe my grip is weak. Maybe I need to man up or woman up behind the gun. Remember I showed you guys in a previous video? I can test my grip strength by literally, I'm on my toes right now, guys, and I am not having any movement in my wrists, right? So do you have a proper grip? The tale of 2 drills. Now, another man or woman could show up to the range and say, a bill drill. I got a target. It's this really nice piece of C-zone steel. By the way, C-zone, right? Same size. Nothing wrong with that. It's just a larger shot group. So now I stand and maybe I'll even decide I'm going to shoot from low ready. Beep. Bing, 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 bing. Hey guys, I do bill drills in 1.8 seconds. No, you don't. You shoot from the low ready at C-zone steel at whatever yardage you were at that time. We have to hold ourselves accountable to the standard so we can improve. And it's not just for the sake of meeting an objective of a drill. This is how we learn. This is the same way somebody becomes an astronaut. This is the same way somebody becomes a professional instructor. This is the same way somebody becomes an executive chef or a president. You identify weakness and you apply action in a concerted and directed manner to overcome the shortcoming, period. See, we make this stuff far too complicated. Somebody may say, you know what, the way he described it that way isn't what I do, but maybe I just sit there and whack away, whack away, whack away, and maybe I'm missing, but I'm looking for that perfect run so I can film it, so I can say I did it. What are you really getting out of that? I have shot drills like this, and I will tell you, any successful shooter, guys way better than me, like my buddy Les Martoni, Mike Seeklander, who I mentioned, JJ Racaza, Max Michel, who just won another world championship. These men, or women in that category, quantify and understand the nuances of everything they're doing. Do you, maybe as a CCW instructor, or maybe as a mom or dad who carries a gun to protect yourself, do you need to know those same things? Do you have to be able to run a sub 2-second bill drill from concealment? No. But if you can't quantify the errors or what you're doing wrong, how can you fix them? If you're in business and you don't have customers, if you can't identify the problem, how can you fix it? The problem isn't that you don't have customers. That's the symptom of a problem. The miss is not the problem. That is a symptom of the problem. The symptom being, or the actual issue, your sights were not aligned. When you press the trigger, right? You got to start to identify with data, because that's all data. So if I've got a timer and I've got a clean target, I don't shoot targets full of holes, right? I pace them so that I can accurately assess. That's part of this. I can accurately assess what's happening. Data-driven training. Data tells us things. Timer, target, video if you need to. Where am I screwing up? Okay, I've got that draw down to where I know that that sight is coming into alignment at about a second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, now maybe my shot time from shot to shot needs to speed up, which is going to require me to be strong behind the gun, forward weight bias, sure grip, right? Maybe my sights aren't for me. Maybe I should swap the sights to a sight that my eye picks up a little bit better. Maybe my shooting glasses are not helping me. I'm giving you 4 examples. But we begin to identify that stuff. These are the things that separate winners from losers. You know, my friend Eric the other day, Eric Kamps, another grandmaster level shooter, shared with our private group. A group of men and I have a ongoing chat where we kick ideas around and talk about things and challenges, and we are iron sharpening each other is what it comes down to. Eric shared a video where he was at a match and he said, caption, and I love Eric and I know he won't mind me telling you this, caption was, "This reload haunted me all week." You watch the video, and for most of us, we will never attain such a mistake because we haven't put the work in. But he draws, unloads on a target, transitions to another target, and there was a reload in there that he mildly flubbed. For most of us, we would be overjoyed. It bothered him enough that he went home and every evening for that week dry fired that same drill. Bang, 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 reload, bang, 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 bang. Bang, 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 reload. I mean, till his hands were hurting, till it wasn't a problem anymore. That is what a champion does. A champion identifies an issue and says, I'm not going to take that because I am striving for excellence, thus I will work through it. The tale of 2 drills is not what the drill is, but how you, the practitioner, engages the drill, how you come to the drill. What are your objectives? My objective with a bill drill is not just to shoot from 7 yards, 6 rounds from the holster in 2 seconds. My objective is to glean everything that drill was designed to do, which in this case is basically to break down everything that a concealed carrier or armed person could have to do. Draw, engage the center mass of a target from the distance of a room, efficiently, quickly, and with high accuracy. That's a pretty darn good drill Mr. Wilson came up with, and it's something that you can set up on any range. No, it is not a piece of printer paper. No, it is not the whole target. It is this target if you're running a bill drill. That said, could you do this with a Post-it note? Could you do it with a note card? Could you do it with the head box? You're damn right, and you'll be better for it. But we approach our training from the perspective of a professional. You don't have to be a professional shooter, but I will tell you this. If you are an instructor, and I've been on this kick lately for a reason, because there's a lot of people teaching people and they shouldn't be. This isn't me being a jerk, it's me challenging you to dig deeper, do better, expand. Because the skills you're passing on can get somebody killed. Maybe not just the bad guy, but maybe somebody else. I would never have somebody teach me that didn't know more than me on the subject. That being said, there is always something to learn, but I'm also not looking for low-hanging fruit. I'm looking for those that have invested the time, the energy. And I've noticed this common theme of, I just want to do a little bit. Life and death are on the line with the things that we are talking about. I don't want people that do a little bit. I want people that are willing to engage much, with great respect for the martial craft of the gun, with great respect for how that craft is passed on and perpetuated, not only for what this gun can do, but for our Second Amendment. These drills are not just drills. How you do anything is indeed how you do everything. If you want to improve, don't approach a drill like this from the perspective of, let me just dump ammunition and see what happens, or I will keep doing the same thing over and over. Let's talk about that. We've often heard that doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result, is the definition of insanity. I've always hated that saying. I think that saying is pretty ignorant. Insanity is a mental illness. Doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result is nothing more than dumb. It's ignorant. If I continue to get the same result, I need to identify why. And then how can I supersede that trouble spot? How can I harden my skills to work through it? Same with business. I don't have enough customers. Students aren't filling my classes. People don't seem to like me. Sponsors don't want to do business with me. My posts don't get likes. My wife and I can't seem to get along. My coworkers don't invite me out for drinks, whatever the hell it is. Identify the problem and apply action. Post haste. Not tomorrow, but decide now. Every time you touch your gun, this is something I say in our class 100 times, you are learning something. Every single time. Learning is an interesting thing though. We often equate learning with good. We erroneously say things like knowledge is power. No, the application of knowledge is power. Learning in its own, I could learn all the wrong things. I could learn everything the wrong way and I am in no way improved. I am in no way safer. My students are in no way improved. So drills like this that competition has brought are a quantifiable, metric-bearing process for you to weigh and measure yourself. Yeah, Mick, but somebody's not going to stand there for 2 seconds and let you shoot them. Well, dare I say, who would be better apt to win a fight? Somebody who can draw, present a pistol, and put multiple rounds into a small target, or somebody who maybe can? That is not even open for discussion, and people that wish to discuss such a topic are not worth the argument or the energy. What's important is whatever you make important, and if your life, if your skills, if your family's life, or if you instruct your students' lives are important to you, you will take every drill seriously. You will approach them as if that is all that matters, because in the moment that is all that matters. If you do not look at it that way, why are you doing it? If you're listening to me saying, man, he's pretty serious about this, I can think of nothing more serious than learning to protect my life and loved ones. Why do it? This is a mindset thing. The tale of two drills is not the drill. It is not the instructor. It is not the shooter, but it is a mindset. It is how you approach, how you develop and make yourself better as a mom, as a dad, as a boss, as an employee, as a citizen, as a voter, as a leader, as a friend, as an instructor, as a brother, mother, lover, neighbor, whatever. How are you going to be? How are you going to break down the problems? Be it a build drill, be it how you grow your business, be it how you become better at protecting yourself. Because there is one other piece of this puzzle. You will fade. Your strength, your vision, your speed, your agility will fade. All that will be left at that point to protect you, to carry you, to be your legacy, to be the vapor that is left when you are gone, is how you prepared yourself here, and thus how you prepared the people that you came into contact with. Maybe you're not an instructor, but we all have somebody that we teach, be it a child, a nephew, a niece, a loved one, a brother, a sister, a friend, or the people that are paying you to pass on this knowledge. One day your speed will fail, the muscles will not be there anymore, and this is a fact of life, something that we must embrace. How we approach these drills is so much more meaningful than I think we often think. You are using this martial skill, this skill of war, to craft who you are as a man or a woman. Take it seriously. There is no jokes involved in this video, friends. Be well. Don't be dickheads.